This mantra is a spiritual call for shelter to all the divine spiritual energies of the sources of all energy. Hare is a divine feminine energy which is all accepting, all forgiving, and all loving. Krishna is the all-attractive source of beauty, power, and truth. Rama is the reservoir of ecstatic spiritual pleasure in the joy of giving and serving. Explain the interaction amongst the functions of the mind, intelligence and false ego. The subtle element of false ego or ahankara causes the spiritual soul to identify with the material body. Intelligence is the destination and discriminates amongst the various options shown by the mind. Mind is the center of all activities.
Like the advertisements we see, right? So there's a lot of advertising that goes on. So we see at least first 2-3 times it may not have any impact on us, but now if you see repetitively, now definitely it has that effect on us. So we'll start thinking about it, and then maybe finally they'll send us a coupon. We can't resist it anymore. So all options from our control are gone. Right?
So how are the mind, intelligence and false ego interacting in this example? How are they interacting?
The senses are now contemplating on those, the advertisement, and now the mind is thinking about various options. And now finally when it found this coupon, now the intelligence will land over it to intelligence to decide when to go and grab it.
Maybe mind is higher. I don't know.
Mind is higher? Okay.
Maybe, and then intelligence kind of guides the mind to make a better decision.
Okay. Sure, I mean the understanding is right. Yeah. But if somebody else is guiding someone else, that means so intelligence is guiding the mind. That understanding is absolutely right, and we read it, and Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita. Intelligence is supposed to be higher than mind. It's supposed to guide the mind. When mind has contemplating on different options, intelligence is supposed to discriminate between the options and tell, okay, this is good. But with the effect of false ego on the intelligence, false ego will make us think on the body. I need to enjoy. Then the intelligence is surrendered to the false ego. So it will give a wrong direction to the mind. So if we have a true ego, which is, I am not the body, but I am the spirit soul, eternal, Sat Chitananda, I am full of knowledge and always blissful. Then when we try to cultivate true ego, I mean that I am servant of God, this body, then automatically intelligence will be sharpened by knowledge.
Like my example is that one time I saw a rope, but my mind thought it was a snake. I mean the other way. I saw a snake, but my mind thought it was a rope.
Oh, Krishna, that's not
So
it.
then my intelligence corrected it, and then I backed up, and then I saw the mouth of the snake. So then I ran away.
The nature of mind is like a jumping monkey, jumping from one branch to another, and is never stable. The mind is not situated no matter how many of its desires you try to fulfill. From stress to heart attack, from depression or to suicide, from a pretty quarrel to a bloody quarrel. The culprit behind all problems is the uncontrolled mind. An uncontrolled mind can completely ruin a person. However, there is hope, as the Bhagavad Gita, chapter 6, text 5 says, a man must elevate himself by his own mind, not degrade himself. The mind is a friend of the conditioned soul and his enemy as well.
Right. So the nature of the mind is either it can be our friend or it can be our enemy.
The functions of the mind is to think, thinking, feeling, and willing. Those are the functions, like as explained in the Gita. The mind and intelligence are separate. The mind can't have, the mind and intelligence are two separate things. The mind doesn't make the decision, basically. The intelligence is the decision maker. But the mind does think, and then there's feeling, and then there's willing. But the decision is made by the intelligence. I think that's what it said here, right? The decision maker is the intelligence.
Discriminate. Intelligence discriminates, but these functions they actually manifest in the form of accepting and rejecting. It comes from mind. I mean, if you read the next line after
Yeah, it says,
further, these functions sometimes manifest in the form of accepting and rejecting of the ideas in the mind.
He said
Also nature of mind is speculating. Speculating. Prabhupada say you need be, I forgot exactly, you need be sadhu or true devotee sadhu, but this is easy if you stop speculating. Sometimes one topic devotee have different opinion. Somebody speculate.
Thank you.
Nature mind for speculating.
Speculating in the sense, based on your past experiences, you're always trying to find answers on your own, but not based on the authority of in any field. Let's say you're IT engineer. You speculate things instead of checking the manual or checking with your boss.
Chaotic because a lot of people are saying jihad and some people are like even in India, like Hindus are bombarding the Muslims. Like not only in India, it is happening in every part of the world. So it's not only on religious basis. It's like no other person is trusting his neighbor because he feels that if he trusts, like if I have a friend and my friend gains something more than me, I might be envious of her. So there is a lack of trust and an increase in enviousness in everybody. So I think
This is because of the impurity in the mind, in your own mind.
Yes.
So this is reflecting on the world.
So I think it's very much necessary right now that each and every person knows how to actually control the mind. Otherwise, it's very flickering.
Good or bad happens because of someone's mind's wanting to do something, right? So I think all of us has a dark side and a bright side. Like the dark side brain or bright brain. So if we can add a lot to bring the bright side up and the positive side up, and overshadow the dark part. So and all these negative things, bad things, crimes, and everything's happening because people couldn't let go of the dark side. Their dark side has heightened, and controlled over the positive side of their mind, and that's all the result of it, right? So this is a very good topic if we can leverage, with discussion, and if everyone would spend some time in how to control their mind and use the positive energy or add more to the positive energy, that would be really good.
Consequences of uncontrolled mind. I was remembering the recent, that student who went into a small kindergarten school and shot so many small children. So that's one of the good examples of uncontrolled mind. So in my opinion, what is essential to control the mind and how to control is a very good question.
Thank you, Prabhu. Achieve self-realization. Only in the process of controlling the mind, Arjuna says it's very difficult. So what we do is Bhakti Yoga. What we do is, Bhagavad Gita, what Krishna is really saying is, The way to control the mind is by regulating our senses. Right? One way is you hold the reins in the chariot example tightly. It's supposed to control it. The intelligence is strong in control. That's a top-down approach, but the bottom-up approach also works. Like if all your senses are always engaged, regulated way, like every Friday, Satsang. So no more parties, right? Mine is controlled. Every Friday night, rain or shade, doesn't matter. Suresh Prabhu and Sandhya Mataji is going to be here. Sudhir Prabhu and Mataji joined them, right? So now this is good news. Now it doesn't matter, right? So that is how the mind controls. They say the silence is golden, right? But scriptures also say Kirtan is a diamond or something. Right? We can say. See, the names of the God, so we shouldn't be confused with material sound and the spiritual sound. Two different things, right? The material sound is distracting, disturbing and things like that. But the spiritual sound, this whole universe is created by the sound vibration. Right? Omkar, the sound has a higher dimension. But the material sound is just opposite to it. It can just make us fall down. It's very distracting, and but the spiritual sound is completely opposite, right? So, yeah, when we experience kirtan, there is also silence. Let me add the last point. Right? So my experience is that even when we try to do japa in this process, the mind goes here and there, right? But when we do kirtan, the mind is almost dead, in the sense like it's not there anymore. In the sense you're so absorbed in the kirtan. This is the power of chanting the holy names of the Lord, which is recommended for this age. But
for me, like controlling the mind is like the way what you do, like kind of satsang. Like if you go to a party, your mind is like fluctuating, and if you go to a satsang and you will have that like peaceful mind, like I can feel difference in myself. Before, like when I'm in the studies, like I just have like stress in studying and just like thinking about marks and like future plans. Now I have like more thinking about like what is good and what is bad, like what is the like satsang means, what is God, and like before taking any decision I can think like it's correct or not. So I can feel that difference, like yeah.
Because satsang has all these three methods
Spiritual
included like a sandwich. We have a physical method, we have a mental method, and we have a spiritual technique, like a sandwich. We give like that. We have chanting, we have kirtan, we have dancing, we have nice prasadam, nice discussion, and all these things are given like a piece of cake. So we don't really understand the power, unless we go deep and understand what is going on in this satsang. The best of all is satsang, is association of the devotees. That is the most important thing. Right? By being associated with people who have a controlled mind, naturally our minds also get controlled. For them, if you ask them to define what is happiness, they say, oh, watching a movie, eating something, right? But how do you define? That means all they're saying is, if my senses come in contact with sense objects, that's what they call happiness. And if you ask them a question, then then what is that you call if your kids are happy, right? Or if you call somebody in India, so you talk to them. So this is emotional happiness. It means if your family and friends are safe, your beloved ones are safe, that is emotionally you are very happy. And let's say you got a Nobel laureate prize. So you got an intellectual happiness, now which will last longer to the entire life, even after you're gone, right? People don't know about this. All they concern about is just sensual happiness. And similarly, when we go beyond serving the family, which is emotional happiness, serving the society, and if we go beyond and see, oh, how do I serve? How do I give back to nature? I'm breathing oxygen, I'm taking sunlight, and all these things. and you can't really give back. And then if you really go deep and you find out everything comes from God, then when you try to serve God, the happiness that you derive by serving God is spiritual happiness, and which, if you compare other happinesses with the spiritual happiness, they are like nothing.